Hello, everybody. It's raining outside, so I'm going to do my video in here today. Why do we always want it to be harder than it actually is? We get annoyed when things are really easy. Weight loss, mental health, changing the people around us, getting stronger, whatever, name it, getting smarter even. They are challenging, yes. Of course they're challenging, which is why we do them, because if we are not challenged, we do not learn. But we still really try and make things out to be harder than they are, because what that does is it gives us an excuse if we can't do them. I'd like from now on, if nothing else from this email, for you to think, go in expecting it to be hard, but be determined to see it through no matter how hard it gets. Because once you have that mentality, you will realize it isn't as hard as you thought it was. Weight loss, on the face of it, is easy. Maintain a calorie deficit. The harder part is how you decide to do that. But if you know that it's going to be difficult, but go in being consistent in the pursuit of finding what works for you, and this is the key part, it has to work for you, it cannot be copied from somebody else. You realise how easy it is once you know how to do it. And this is what we get annoyed, because if somebody masters it before you do, and they say, no, it's just easy, you just do this, we instantly bite back with, well, you may find it easy, but it was really hard for me. And this is where having a trainer comes in, because the whole point of training with somebody is to find what works for you. It is in fact to find the formula that fits you, not somebody else. Now you can take a template. Now you may find, for instance, that driving, I don't know, let's put an arbitrary brand out, a Nissan, right? A Nissan is a good car. But the Nissan that is right for you to drive to your very best may be a different model. Still a Nissan, still a car. But you may need the power steering and the navigation built in because you're not very good at finding your way around, and the power steering helps you drive. Some other people may like the more rugged older models where they rely on their just pure grit, determination and brute strength to turn the car because it's like a tank. The principle is still the same. It's still a car, still the same brand. It's still calories, it's still a deficit. But you need to find the model and the way of working that works for you. And that is the more difficult piece. But if you go in assuming that the basic principle is difficult, you're going to frustrate yourself when you find out it's not. Building strength is not difficult in principle. You lift, progressively get heavier, maintain your technique. Other things will compound on it. How you feel, how you're fueled. If you have injuries, your body will naturally fight back at a certain point. Gaining muscle. Putting adequate stress on the body over a period of time. Progressively overloading. Very simple. Again, technique, injuries, body shape. How your body reacts to things. This is how things get difficult. But they're not difficult. And this is the hardest part. This is where we actually need to stop blaming things being inherently difficult, which is why we don't do them. It's like you went in thinking you were going to fail because it was already too difficult for you before you started. Actually, had you got some help and had you realised that from the beginning that you're probably going to need help, it would become easier. And once it becomes easy once, you don't have to do this again. This is the key thing. If you are being trained and educated properly, you can do it once and stick around for the support. You don't need to learn anything anymore. If you walk away from any kind of weight loss plan, let's talk about weight loss anyway. If you walk away from any weight loss plan with no idea how to do it other than being on that plan, you've been scammed. You've been scammed. If you do not understand thermodynamics of food, calorie deficits, and I don't mean you have to use all these words, but if you don't understand the calorie deficit is the only way to lose weight and the best way to do that for you is X, Y, Z, but it can be incorporated across many different boards, you've been sold a disservice. You should be able to walk away from training with somebody going, I could do this over and over again now forever. I do not need to go back to said person. You may want to go back, but it's a difference. And this is where the yo-yo dieting comes in, right? This is where people come in thinking it's going to be really, really hard. I'm going to join this organization, and you follow it blindly, and they make you all these promises, and you don't understand why you've lost the weight. You just know that it was because of the program. It was never the program. It was the basic principles that were easy to follow. And had they just told you that and put your mind at rest, you would have been fine. So next time, go in expecting it to be hard, but realizing that it isn't if you are willing to put the work in. Okay? There's always a way to do it. There's a way that works for you. It doesn't have to be as complicated as you try to make it. And stop trying to find a way out before you even come in. Because like anything, put a little bit of work in and you work with the right people, you will soon achieve what you want to achieve. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.